How's it going, my lovely Death Disciples? I'm the Shattered Reaper, and in this video we are going to be talking about my recent match as what I'd call God tier crit Caitlyn, because damn did I do well in this match. It's not gonna look like that at first, just to let everybody know. It is gonna seem like a bit of a rocky start, but I promise you it will definitely get extremely, it'll get way better. I promise you. So anyway, we are, so basically what's going on here, actually, I don't know what I'm trying to explain, I don't know what I'm doing anymore, let's just do this, let's begin, shall we? Let's just start the match, and, we'll see how things are going. So, here's what we got here for our roster. What we got is, oops, accidentally moved the, thing. So, what we're starting with is we've got Teemo for top, we've got Nunu for jungle, Karma for, mid, I think? And then we got me as bottom, obviously, as Caitlyn, and, we got Lux for our support. So first thing first is that we start off, by working for, a bit of leashing, but, as you could see a little bit on the mini-map, and, I don't recall... I don't remember Lux giving this many emotes, or whatever. But anyway, so, as you can see, the enemy team is gathering right over here in the bottom of the mini-map in this area. Meanwhile, we're just doing our normal thing. Misfortune is getting a little bit aggressive there. Getting really close and wanting to attack us. I don't really pay attention for this for a while, even though I probably should have, but, she does attack my Lux in the moment. I'm like, hold on a second there, you do not get to attack my support. But she basically gets away with minimal damage, but here's where things start to get off a little bit exciting. We start off by setting off 2 wards in the same bush, but here, get off a nice bit of damage. Unfortunately not able to finish that guy off, sadly, but at the very least we were able to get a good amount of damage to scare them off a little bit. Shame we didn't get a kill, but oh well. The next thing we decide to do is we decide to help Nunu and Wolof with the blue jungle buff, and basically I just try to hurry this up as quickly as possible because I want to be able to get to the minions. I normally just like to leave it off at like around 500 HP and then I leave because I'm pretty sure the jungle will be able to handle it. I put a ward up over here so that we can have a little bit of vision in that area. As you can see, someone has already gotten to getting some minion kills, but she's not gonna have to lead forever. I go in and back and forth. Jeez. I go back and forth between getting into this lane and going back into the river because this guy keeps harassing me, which is actually a pretty good idea. He just keeps harassing me, going in and out of the bushes while I try to see if I can get some farming, which I attempt to do. Luckily, I'm able to scare him off eventually, and I could just get to the very so important farming that I've wanted for so long. And pick off a few minions here and there, but then I also see that a certain someone's looking a little bit weak, but I do not overextend myself in case someone is hiding in the bush as I expected. So I chase him off with a few bullets, but yeah, oh, Misfortune just being so wounded right there, it really tormented me. But unfortunately, you kind of know how it goes. She's able to get away, but I do notice Lux in a bit of danger, so I try to cover her, but she was ignited, so she did die, unfortunately. But I do scare off Malphite there. But yeah, Malphite, really good idea there with that ignite, because he definitely finished off Lux. I definitely feel like, she probably could have been less aggressive a little bit. Probably should have just waited for me, or if I was gonna be aggressive. But the lane is clear for me to be able to just take off some of the, turret plating's health, so that's exactly what I do. I don't know why I backed off a little bit. I suppose maybe I just, felt like someone was gonna come by, like Misfortune. Thought that was gonna happen, or maybe I was gonna get attacked by someone from jungle, like there would be a gank going on. But when Misfortune arrives, I just decide that I'm gonna need to have back off just a tiny bit, and yeah, that's basically what I tried to do. Lux is gonna be heading up to mid though, so that kind of leaves me alone in the bottom lane, just trying to have to carefully farm my way through the situation. Misfortune comes in from the river, but so I keep a safe distance away from her. and just do my farming as one does. So we're basically just competing for the ultimate farm. I sadly do not get that one. But Misfortune and I are just in a duel. But then, of course, Malphite comes in. He wants to intervene, but Nunu also chasing after him. Just being like, hold on a second there, Malphite. I'm the one that does the ganking, not you. And while I am also farming, there's also a team fight going on with Misfortune that I didn't notice earlier. Well, I did, but I wanted the farming a little bit more, which probably was the wrong thing to do, but at the same time, at the very least, I was able to get in a good few pokes with Malphite. I noticed a bit too late what Lux was trying to do with that light trap. Unfortunately, I did not respond to it quickly enough. So, unfortunately, that's what led to her staying alive. If only I noticed earlier, but oh well. First blood will have to wait, but then Warwick, however, comes in, and I noticed way too late in dealing with him, and this just ends up being my first death. I did tell you it was going to be a little bit, it wasn't necessarily going to work as well as I had hoped, but, yeah. It doesn't start off well, is my point. But, don't worry, again, it will get better. You will see. I don't let down a promise on that, especially when I know how the results are gonna go. Or, well, when I do make a promise, sometimes it could break if I don't know the results. That's just how things work for me, sadly. Anyway, so we head back into, the fight, and, we are going to be heading over to our support, and over to the dragon, because that's gonna be obviously very important for us to do. And, yeah, so, we're just on our way to the dragon, and that's kinda it right now. And, the dragon's already a bit beaten up, and I just, take my part in it, and, we are gonna definitely take this dragon, by the way, because I know that's how it works. But Lux is the one that takes the, last hit for the, dragon, so yeah, that's kinda how it works. I decided to help out, Nunu and Wallop, with the scatter beetle. I put vision over there again, but then I realized that they have a control ward, and I just want to take care of that so that I can get some vision in the area, and also because taking down wards also gives me money, so always a nice thing to have. Then I just go to farming. Take an opportunity to poke Misfortune a little bit. That's what I do, because that be how I roll. So, once again, when the minions start to gather again, you know the drill. It's just the bottoms trying to make sure we get enough farm, and whoever be the best farmer wins in our competition. Lux, once again, getting a little bit aggressive, so I try to help her out once I finish with the farm. Again, I don't necessarily have the snipe, so unfortunately, despite the fact that being able to snipe Misfortune would have been amazing, sadly I don't have a level for it, so and I thought I'd be able to get that hit for that Q ability, but sadly, she's just not willing to accept the fact that I want her dead. So disappointing all around that she is just being so resistant to the idea of dying. But I finally snipe, and I get the kill. So that was fun to do. I used my Q, but Malphite unfortunately survived that. But hey, I got a kill, and that's all that really matters at the moment. So far, proving myself to be the superior bottom in this situation. And finish off that minion, and now we get the turret plating, and we can go ahead and knock it down a level. And of course, why not just take down a little bit more of the plating, just because. After all, I am basically a siege tank, but then Misfortune comes back around, and I realize, okay, let's be a little bit more careful now. Since, obviously, enemy champion can attack me under their turret, but I can't attack them because then the turret is gonna target me. And that's not fun. It really isn't. Daring, but not fun. So I take a few pot shots, but then I decide to back up a little bit because I do not have my support and I am alone within the lane. So that's... And also, I decide to back because I do have a ton of money that I'd very much like to spend. Plus, you know, I am definitely dominating the farming game. Not only do I have a kill, but I also have 22 more minions than Misfortune does, so currently, I'm definitely outdoing her. I also have a different starter item, and this is the Cull. For some reason, this never shows up in the recommended, but it's the one I am currently using right now. By the way, I'm not following the recommended builds this time. I'm just kind of building what fits Caitlyn or whatever character I'm playing at the moment. So, unless I'm playing a new character, I will not be doing the recommended build. That'll just be how I try to start it off. But since I've been playing Caitlyn enough, I'm just gonna be doing what I think suits her best. So I'm starting with the Cull because I feel like it's a much better bottom item. If we can get the description again. It offers a 7 attack damage, which is 1 less damage, and it doesn't offer any extra health, but it does offer plus 1 gold for every minion kill, and it also gives a 350, I was a bit too late in saving Lux there, so once I realize I cannot save her, I just nope on out of there so that at least the both of us don't die. But basically how this whole, and Warwick is really going after me right there, so I use my flash just to get out of there. But I don't know why I decide to push my luck when he's running away, but it's something I, for some reason, keep getting tempted to do, which is a bad idea. I decide to use my Q when Misfortune ults, but then I also nope the fuck out of there. But then Malphite just charges me, and then Misfortune gets her revenge, and that just goes horribly wrong. Karma gets killed by Warwick. Teemo, I believe, kills Tyrande unless he uses his bullshit ability that gets him out of the consequence of dying for some reason. I don't get it, but it's bullshit, and I hate it. And it's gonna be a problem later on in this, but only once. Only once. I promise that part at the very least. So the Cull not only gives plus 1 gold for every minion kill, but it has a counter for 100. And once you get 100 minion kills, then it will offer you an extra 350 gold once you get all 100 minion last hits. And by that time, you can also sell it and replace it for a much better, more useful item, which I do. And that's kind of how I prefer it, because it's more long-lasting and provides more benefits, in my opinion, than Doran's Blade, really. So definitely an item I recommend, if I'm being perfectly honest. And if we look at this, I also have the Noon Quiver, and I have the Pickaxe, so that I can build into the Kraken Slayer. And right now I have only... Oh wait, hold on. Was the Cull for... Oh no, wait, never mind. Yeah, I got 63 minion kills, so that does mean 38 is 100. That is the maximum that it allows. I'm seeing my allies getting into a team fight up at the top, so I decide to help out with a nice little Q at Warwick. And then I just take the final hit on Warwick as a little bit of revenge for bothering me in that gank. I mean, sure, he didn't necessarily kill me, but still. I mean, that was just kind of annoying, and I had to repay him for the favor of being annoying and putting me in such a dire situation. But Malphite will come later, since he was responsible for my last death, even with Misfortune being the one who actually shot me in the face, which was rude. And now she's doing that again. Lux, once again, being a bit aggressive than she should be. And, well, yes, I was aggressive as well. And it is definitely going to repay me later. But I did injure her enough so that Nunu and Wallop can avenge me, so plans sort of worked out. While I didn't kill her, I did lead up to her death, so I suppose that can make us somewhat even though she did kill me again, so, yeah, there's still a little bit of revenge I'm gonna need. And, with that, we are at least being able to see some good results go on with this. So far, I have a 2 kills, 3 deaths in this situation, unfortunately, though. But I am still outpacing Misfortune by a good margin. Not as big as earlier, but definitely still outpacing her by a good margin. And now I was able to build into the Kraken Slayer, and I was also able to get some new boots. I'm not going to be building into the Berserker's Greaves. I'm actually going to be building into my new favorite boots, which is the Mercury Threads. And the Mercury Threads, they do not offer me extra attack speed, but what they do offer is tenacity, which makes any slowing effects be lessened on me, so that I will be able to have a better way of escaping. Here I'm just kind of following Lux into the mid lane. so that we could help out with the team fight. I tried to snipe, but Lux was able to do the sniping before I could. I being the actual sniper, but you know, Lux's ult does have a pretty far range, so I guess we're both somewhat snipers in a sense. But in any case, we're just kind of being careful at this point, and then also competing. Here I am just kind of doing some pokes with Rise before scaring him off so that I can hoard all of the farming myself, but Lux, well, she has been very aggressive so far, and it kind of doesn't necessarily get any better not to harp on Lux, and now that I look back at it, I don't know why I didn't tell her to be a little bit more careful. I probably should have, but I didn't really see it all that much. I was kind of paying more attention to my own gameplay rather than anyone else's, because that's normally how I operate. So, yeah, actually having watched this, I definitely kind of feel like Lux should have been more careful and not so aggressive, really. But in any case, I'm following Nunu into a team fight, so I go in, send in my Q to start things off, and then I use my snipe to try and get Misfortune, I believe, but Malphite was kind of in the way, so that was annoying. I try to go for Malphite for some reason because of my tunnel vision. I do succeed in killing him, and then I go for Misfortune, use the Q, nearly kill her, and that's kind of in that moment where I really wish I had my ultimate, because that would have been really nice to finish Misfortune off like that with a nice bullet to the brain, right as she tries to run away, and the remains of her gray matter are spread all over the ground. Yeah, that's kind of the image I like to think of whenever I successfully ult somebody. I mean, after all, what else are you gonna imagine when you have a sniper ult? I mean, really, what do you imagine? But in any case, I do work my way through that tower, and immediately Rise just goes through all of my minions. So now I have no meat shields to help me out in this situation. Warwick does kind of get me. I try to escape, but as you could tell, didn't quite work. Really didn't work. So somewhat off to a rough start. But that's pretty much it. At the very least, we do have a mostly even KDA. Nunu really wanted to go for Tyrande there, or whatever his name, I believe that's what his name is. But he does take down Tyrande, Nunu, I don't know. Nunu does take down Tyrande, but does die to Malphite, unfortunately. And there also goes the tower, basically, because Lux can only really do so much against that full-fledged force with 2 champions. So yeah, it kind of goes down to Misfortune and Rise, and Warwick is now going in against Karma and Lux, and it doesn't necessarily go well. I imagine. I didn't really see it, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, it doesn't go well. So Karma's the first one to go down. Lux is making an attempt to escape, and then she gets me to help her out a little bit. I use my Q to just farm through the minions. Warwick I noticed there, so I try to make sure I have an escape route. But unfortunately Lux does fall, again, not noticing the situation. I probably could have warned her, maybe, but I didn't know. The only thing I was thinking about was trying to get out of there. So, sorry, Lux, if there was any way I probably could have warned you, which maybe there was, but at the same time, I was a bit worried about my own preservation. I tried to help out Nunu, but then I realized that was also too late of a situation. My team actually kind of comments on the fact that I saw the situation and was like, nope, which was pretty true, without a doubt. That's... Unfortunately, even if I was able to be involved, it would have meant another death for me, and I really wouldn't have wanted that. The enemy team does get the dragon, and I kind of realized that perhaps maybe this isn't the best of situations. The turret is on so little health, and I mean, I guess I was wrong earlier in thinking that it fell then, but yeah, it's still standing. Misfortune's really trying to get through the wave, and meanwhile I'm just trying to farm so that I keep my lead over Misfortune, and she's not able to have any dominance over me. I set down some traps, but you're not going to see a whole lot of use, actually, from these traps, really. If anything, it's actually not going to be that much, but they are there for security's sake. I just returned to bottom, just continuing with my farming duties. However, Malphite seems like he wants to gank, so I'm being very careful about that. Working on my map awareness has actually made me better at the game, definitely, without a doubt. But it's here where the call now has been used, and I get an extra 350 gold out of it. And it's basically once I reach the fountain that I'm pretty sure I sell the starter item, because it holds no more use to me, since all of the monetary benefits I could get are gone, in fact, so... but other than that, I just continue doing my regular duties, just shooting some innocent little minions, because they give me the money I need for the things that I want, you know? That's just how war works, you know? But without my involvement, the blue team's turret does go down. Lux uses her ult on the minions. Not entirely sure why, I guess she just really wanted to. But I probably would have saved it for a time where it probably would be more needed or something like that. But, you know, I think about backing for a little bit, but then I also realized maybe I could take some pot shots because Lux wanted to do the same thing. I get careful about it here and there, taking some hits on the Ryze, who's trying to defend the tower. And also just doing some farming, because why not? It's money. It's money and experience, and I like having both those things. I think about backing again, and this time I am committed to it, but Ryze kind of realizes he knows what we're doing in that bush, so he kind of stops that. And while I was tempted to get Ryze a little bit, as you could clearly tell. I show him how little I appreciate that whole thing. Lux misses her ult on him, unfortunately. I just take a little bit of a pot shot against Ryze, but then I realize there are no minions to be my meat shield, so I just kind of decide to go with Lux and just get on out of there. I do also have plenty of money at this point, obviously, so I figure it's time to just back to the fountain. I got what I needed, I got what I came for, so may as well just do that. And so far the records are still the same. I got Zeal, and then I also build myself up to the Phantom Dancer, which gives 40% attack speed, 20% critical strike chance, and 7% movement speed. I like to have these first because I do love the extra movement speed to be faster and shiz. It gives me the Spectral Waltz, which attacks grant ghosting, and 7% movement speed for 3 seconds. In addition, attacking 5 times causes Spectral Waltz to also grant 40% attack speed for the same duration. So that's pretty useful for me. Unfortunately, I guess I didn't sell off the call, but I also get myself a Cloak of Agility. I don't upgrade my boots just yet, and I'm not entirely sure why, but I guess maybe it was just the temptation of getting all those really juicy attack items was just too good for me to ignore. And let's be real, I mean, they are pretty good. Plus, I mean, the one I got does give me some movement speed anyway, so I mean, still get a little bit of help out of that. So, not that much of an issue, honestly. Here I see a Malphite, and I decide to just take some shots at him, and we're just hanging out in the mid lane, doing some of the farming competition as per usual. I noticed that Malphite hasn't noticed me, so I decide to shoot at him a bit. And then Karma's going in, and I guess I get a... I was thinking about going through that bush, but it's normally a bad idea, I realize, so I just decide to go a different route, a less direct route, but I also get a little bit aggressive and get hit a little bit myself. And it's something I really probably should pay more attention to on that. I go after Malphite, but then I realize how terrible my situation is, only too late because I get ganked by all 3 of them. And you can basically guess that that really didn't work very well. But it does, as a matter of fact, get the other 3 enemies killed. Lux stays around a bit too long. Again. And Karma definitely has a bad time, and yeah, actually, I don't know why I remember that fight going better than it actually did for some reason. Teemo's throwing down a bunch of poisonous mushrooms, because why not throw down the poisonous mushrooms?
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Okay, and one of our turrets falls again. And I only have an assist from that fight, and it tends to be a little bit of a, tends to happen quite a bit. I get the Zeal, and I also get a little bit of I get the Thief's Dagger, is that what it's called? It's the blue knife that offers me extra attack speed. Hold on, let me actually get the real name of it. It's just a regular dagger, just 12% attack speed. And the Zeal, which gives me 18% attack speed and 15% critical strike chance. And the Zealous gives me move speed, so, you know, more to offer. And here's where, Sarandamir's, bullshit invulnerability ability just screws me over, and I die. So that makes it embarrassing that I thought I was gonna kill him at that low health, but, no. I completely forgot that there was something about him that has him invulnerable to damage when he gets to that last little bit of health. It's not really fun to deal with, really. Anyway, Karma and Nunu are beating up on Malphite, but it doesn't really go that well. And Lux, well, I think we could have seen where this was going. Teemo trying to go after Misfortune, which he does succeed, but also dies, especially since we saw that health. Karma does take down Malphite, though, so all in all, it was a win. It was a victorious battle. I realize the team is gathering a Baron Nashar, so I go for Baron Nashar, because whenever the team's gathering for an important boss fight, you go for that important boss fight. So I try to help out with the situation, but the enemy is also making their way to it. Tyrandamir making his way against them. Warwick was going to target me, but then leaves, and I realize, okay, my team is dead, so I gotta get out of here. So I use my flash to give myself a little bit of distance and make sure that I do not end up dead. And I just go to farming, like, you know, what harm can I do? I'm just doing a little bit of farming. I'm just an innocent little farmer, nothing to see here. Durandamir is trying to back, but I see Rise there, and opportunity strikes, and I go for it, but apparently Lux for some reason gets the credit for killing him. Which I will admit is a bit of a trend that happens where I feel like I should have gotten the kill from all the damage I did. That last hit should have been mine, but for some reason it just goes to someone else, and it makes no sense. I try to use my net on Malphite because I do not want to get ganked and want to give myself some space, but he dodges it. Try to give some space for the tower so that it isn't damaged as much, and so that I get, and so that I can have less meat shields for the enemy. I try to stay at the back because, you know, being a ranged ADC hero, you don't want enemies to get too close to you, especially if those melee heroes can, you know, do crowd control. Kind of an awful thing to deal with, really, as you have seen thus far. Teemo is signaling for the top lane, and I move in that direction because Tyrandamir is there, and so is Misfortune. And I feel like it's a good ganking opportunity, but I guess I decide elsewhere. And so I see Malphite, and I decide to go for him, but yeah, once again, Lux just takes the last hit. And yeah, it does frustrate me. It makes me wonder just exactly what it is that I'm not doing that's allowing Lux to get those last hits and not me. But that was just me being salty. I mean, Lux did leave those light traps, so I guess that's why she was able to get those last hits. Just kind of feel like my bullets do a lot of damage to set up for it, I suppose. While I'm staying back, obviously, Lux gets a bit aggressive, and she does pay for it. So, yeah, Misfortune is just really punishing her. I try to stay back from Misfortune's ability, especially that Q ability that she has that can leap one bullet to then attack the thing behind them, and it prioritizes champions. Believe me, I've learned enough from Misfortune to basically know that that is a really annoying ability to deal with. Here I just take a few more farms, obviously, because I can, and the more resources and money, the better. Then I go over to help with the dragon, and it seems we are prepared for the enemy to make some sort of assault on us. As you can see from the minimap, they do have us surrounded on different angles. But I see Malphite first, and I hide in the bush to see if there's anything I can get. But Malphite charges, and we are airborne. I use the net. And once again, I go ahead and I try to contribute in this fight. For some reason, I go for the more healthy Misfortune, but then I go for Warwick, and he's down. And I was able to get the shutdown, but Rise does take me down for a triple kill. But then Teemo comes in and finishes him off for a nice little shutdown, so that's very nice. Then he goes in to take the dragon on by himself, despite the enemy probably still having... Yeah, Misfortune is probably heading after him. I'm not necessarily sure who gets the dragon in this case, though. But Teemo knows what's up, so he decides he probably needs to nope on out of there a little bit, or at least he just wanted some healing, and yeah, I'm pretty sure this doesn't go well for Teemo, but this is a moment that I remember going very well for Teemo. Misfortune does try to taunt him a little bit, but Teemo actually takes her down with a little bit of trickery, some poison, and also an ignite so that she cannot recover and eventually dies from his attacks. Kind of feel like I should have shown it, maybe, but I could actually go back and do that a little bit, just do a little bit of jumping back, and yeah, let's watch Teemo for a little bit, and or actually, let's watch Misfortune's perspective for a little bit. She taunts him, and he gets her with a poison mushroom and an ignite, so that is enough to finish her off. Now we're just gonna go back to my perspective as I then go in, and team is gathering from both sides, and it is my duty to participate in this team fight as the main damage. Lux sends in her ult, and she was able to get a nice hit. And while I was about to try and snipe, Malphite has to be rude and just interrupt my sniping, which I do not appreciate, by the way. So I get a little bit of revenge by just shooting him down with a hail of bullets. Then I also go after Warwick. And after some brutal clawing, I shoot him in the face and also do the same with Rise. Get a snipe on Tyrandamir, but he does escape. But you know what? At the same time, even though I wasn't able to finish him off, I was satisfied enough in that amazing triple kill, then putting me at 777, so now things start to pick up. And here I also steal the Drake for our team, not necessarily a steal actually, but you know, a win for our team in being able to get that dragon. I try to farm the minions over here, but I accidentally shoot the jungle monster because I was on auto for, I didn't pay attention to what Caitlyn was going to do, so I apologize to Nunu a little bit there, saying, sorry, I didn't mean to take that jungle monster from you. So that's why I paused. But it does make me pretty confident in my skills and abilities, and let's take a look at my build as of right now. So I did sell the call, and I did also get myself a null magic mantle to build for Mercury threads, and I also have a rapid fire cannon, which gives me 35% attack speed, 20% critical strike chance, and of course more movement speed. So I get energize and sharpshooter. Rise is attacking the top lane, so I go for him. And I checked to see if he is still there, and I was confused because I thought he somehow mysteriously disappeared and had no idea what was going on, but I guess Karma took the kill and I didn't realize it. But you know. Anyway, so things are as they are. I also have the serrated Dirk, which gives me a little bit of lethality and attack damage to build up for, let's see, what was the item again? I don't think I remember what it was. Oh well, we'll see later. And as you can see, I am now having a huge lead on minion kills over Misfortune. So even though she is able to do plenty of damage, I am outdoing her in the minion kills, and I take down Malphite with a nice hail of bullets, take the Q, and I get a little cocky here to Warwick, because I thought eventually he would die to my bullets, but he doesn't. His hide is apparently tougher than I thought it would be. And here Tyrandamir is just doing his thing, and he takes down the turret over in bottom lane. Misfortune is just messing around with the minions in mid lane. And as you could see, my KDA is now 888, so Vor fans, you're welcome for this. And Teemo is now matching up against Misfortune, and she goes away after that, while Teemo just takes care of the rest of the minions over here, gets all of them with his poisonous mushrooms and his darts. And Misfortune is still running away. She's also in her secret agent skin, by the way, if you're wondering what skin that is. That's what it's called. I respawn, and I'm ready to get myself back in the game, just prep myself up. I'm ready to go. I got a bottom lane because I want to take care of some of the minions there so they aren't advancing on our tower. And then I don't really know what it is that I do here. I don't know why I'm pausing. I can't remember. But then I just kind of continue farming. Oh wait, I think it was me reassuring that Teemo wasn't alone in carrying, or no, I think that was later when he said I can't carry the team or something like that. But anyway, so I return to the fight. There's a nice juicy few targets there. Tyrandamir does fall to Lux's abilities. I take down Misfortune in the middle of her ult. Well, actually, Lux does, but I'm pretty sure I'm the one that did. I go for a snipe ult, but unfortunately, the enemy was tougher than I thought they would be, and was only barely able to survive. It was Malphite, by the way. I don't know why I forgot who it was that I tried to snipe, but, you know. I back up realizing the mistake I had last time, and I try to help Lux, like, just escape her death, and I shut down Warwick. Just a nice little bit of revenge for that last kill that he did to me. Mawing my face and my perfect body like that. Just not very welcome, in my opinion. After that, we decide to push the lane a little bit. Rise is over at the Baron Nashar, but he can't really take it all on his own. And I decide to go for their turret, as even further pain in the neck for the enemy, and then head over to Dragon and support Teemo in that. But unfortunately, the enemy team would be trying to intervene in this situation, and they would be able to respawn before the dragon would be able to spawn. So that's not necessarily something we're going to be avoiding in this conflict, but we may as well make the best of it. Malphite charges in, and I take him down because, well, he put himself in that position. I try to shoot down Tyrandamir. He does die eventually to Teemo. I go for Misfortune, and we both get a shared blow where we both kill each other, and Rise is the only survivor, and which leaves the dragon for his taking. So yeah, we're now even on the dragon killings here. And I also left a trap in that bush because I wanted to be ready for enemies, but trap got activated a bit too late on Warwick, so there would have been no way I would have been able to take advantage of said trap. Unfortunately. But they are now heading over to Baron Nashar, ready to take it all on their own. Not entirely sure whether two people can necessarily take it all themselves, but they seem to be doing a good job here. Yeah, I think... Yeah, wow. Okay, yeah, so they do get Baron Nashar, so, that happens. I don't know why I still have that heart icon from Misfortune's passive, but it probably shouldn't be there, or maybe that's just a result of, like, she hit me last, before I died, and now it passes on to the next life or something like that? I don't know why it's there. But you know, doing my usual thing, farming the minions when there isn't a team fight. That's just kind of what I do as ADC. And then we head over to mid lane because enemy team is gathering. I go for Misfortune, get a nice poke in there so that she knows who she messing with. She ults in response, and that's kind of where I die. So Malphite and Misfortune really do seem to know what they're doing, definitely. But Lux does rightfully take down Misfortune, so there's that going for her. She definitely did earn that. Not entirely sure what Teemo is doing in this situation. But Tyrandamir is heading down the bottom lane, He does tank a few blasts from the turret, but he is definitely taking advantage from people not noticing him until Nunu comes in and just wipes that smirk off of his face and thinking he's so clever trying to backdoor one of the turrets, and then is rightfully just punished for it brutally, more than even necessary for death until he actually is dead. So basically what's going on right here now is they're just waiting for the team to respawn so they go to jungle until we can rejoin them. I do my buying of the items, and let's check the build now. So I have the collector now, so obviously very useful in being able to get some extra money, and I also have the BF sword, the best friend sword, in order to build up to the final epic item. And I also have the Mercury Treads. You could see the stats here: 25 magic resistance, 45 movement speed, and 3% tenacity, which helps in dealing with slows, so very important to have. But the final item, well, do I really want to spoil what I have for you? Nah, I don't think I do. I think we'll just wait until it comes up, and then you'll know what it is that I decided to have for my last item, but, I will definitely give a hint. It's critically important. By which I mean, it's definitely gonna crit the fuck out of everyone, without a doubt. But as of right now, my minion last hits are 206. I have 206 minion heads for my own taking. 10 kills, 10 deaths to even it out, but 13 assists, so I have been very active in my role, as you can tell, so not necessarily bad, but, you know, decent. I try to take down Tyrandamir because, he thinks he could get away just because he has that ability of his. I don't know if it's his passive, but I reject that passive and just finish it with a nice bullet to the face. That'll teach him for trying to use that passive of his to try and escape being killed by me. Really annoying, honestly. As I've mentioned before, but it cannot be stressed enough. Just extremely annoying. I was thinking of pushing the bottom tower, but I had no meat shields to be able to do so, so we just go over to mid lane and just prep for a team fight there. And while I think about just taking the direct path, I also realized that would be kind of stupid to just take a direct fight under the tower. But Ryze is also over at our turret, and I feel like we need to deal with that. I, for some reason, think he's still in the mid lane, but he actually went over to the bottom lane, and upon realizing that, I kind of farm a little bit and then head on after him, eventually. Lux uses her ult on him, and Ryze is definitely beating up Karma there, and it's also here, I take the opportunity to just snipe him down as Nunu throws him in the air. Or, well, Wallop does. Nunu just is there, riding on top of Wallop. But yeah, as Ryze is thrown up into the air, Caitlyn just readies the shot, taking her aim, and shoots him in the face, as per usual. Because that's what snipers do. We shoot people in their faces. I then join to take care of Dragon, but then also see Warwick is there, so I try to save Warwick. Or not Warwick, I take down Warwick to save Nunu, and I try to help deal with, to do the same for Nunu again, and finish off Tyrandamir. And then I also give a nice little payback to, Misfortune for a nice triple kill. By shooting her right in the back of the head as she ults in her confidence in trying to kill someone. That was Karma that she was going for, as I could tell from the minimap. Putting now my stats at 15 kills, 10 deaths, and 13 assists with a 400 gold bounty. So very nice on my end, and as you can see, I have finally built up to the great and amazing Infinity Edge, and as you can see, I finish off Ryze pretty easily, so as you can see, my build is doing wonders of damage, and I am pushing like a motherfucking tank right against that turret with no mercy in mind whatsoever, because there is no mercy to be had when I am rolling through everything. When you get me with all the crits, all the attack speed damage, you better believe it's gonna be deadly. But Warwick, being him, is able to do quite a bit of clawing. I tried to save Karma by shooting at Tyrandamir a little bit. but it's not enough, as I realize, okay, yeah, I'm on my own, so I better get out of here. Warwick, using his passive, is getting a little bit faster and trying to chase me. I use my net just to give myself a little bit more space, like, no stranger danger, even if you are an adorable, deadly wolf, I do not want to have my face clawed by you. Sorry, Warwick. But as I have no more items to build, I have no need to go to the fountain, because even with a shit ton of money, I do not have use for any more items because I cannot have any more items, really. I'm fully decked out, and there's nothing else I can really do. So I just stick with my build, and I get into the fight, but yeah, probably a bad idea. And I don't remember this going well because we do foolishly, oh no wait, never mind. But yeah, not a good situation actually, because I do go down. And this I also remember not fondly for another reason, because even though there are in fact 4 enemies right there, Lux for some reason has the idea to just keep harassing them, and I did try to tell Lux to just run, and it was in this moment I kind of felt a bit of disappointment, because in my mind I was thinking, what else did you think was gonna happen? I mean, really. You were, as far as to our knowledge, the entire enemy team was there, and your idea was just to continue harassing them all on your own? I really don't know what she was thinking in that situation. But Karma is facing off against Malphite, and I don't remember Karma necessarily having a whole lot of damage, so I don't know why she's staying in the fight necessarily. But, yeah, Malphite is definitely giving her a good 1-2, and Rise is just taking care of our towers, and it's where the team starts to feel a lack of confidence. But it's also here where I start to prove it wrong by shooting down Rise without any remorse whatsoever with a hail of bullets, and also get a double kill on Malphite right through his stone head. That's right, my bullets pierce through stone. Try and top that. And also take down mechs. And with that, it puts me at a nice staggering 18 kills, 11 deaths, and 14 assists. Still with a bounty, and so far doing well, still. There are definitely a lot of kills to go around for everyone here. But I definitely am carrying for the team, even if Timo is the one that definitely wants to say that he is the carry. I definitely did a little bit more. So we take down the Baron Ashore with a lot of damage going around, and I get the final hit. We try to back, but Tyrandamir, as it turns out, backdoored us. With the lack of towers, we probably should have thought that something like this was going to happen. Unfortunately, we did not think that, so that is exactly why we lost. But that's basically going to be the end of this video here. So, it wasn't a win, but it was definitely an awesome god tier play by me, Caitlyn, granted in iron, I will admit, but you know, still, can't help but feel a little bit good. Take what you can. And that'll be all for this video, so I hope you all enjoyed this video. Give a like button, star if you did, subscribe if you want more death in your life. Be sure the bell is tolling for thee, and until next time, rest in peace. Bye! Enjoyed today's video? Well, there's plenty more for you to enjoy here, and if you also want to support this small channel, then there is also my Ko-fi, which is available, as well as a Twitter thread that gives you my commissioning info. And if you'd like some traditional art or literature, feel free to DM me on Twitter. Thank you for enjoying the video and for your viewership.